Well, the High Court dealing President Obama a serious blow with his amnesty plans. He just gave a press conference referring to the people in his program as being law-abiding. However, warnings and fears over refugees coming to this country and perhaps having ill intentions being backed up now. There's new data coming from Congress that shows that hundreds of terror plots that have been stopped were involved with refugees. I want to go to Hadley Heath Manning, Independence Women's Forum political analyst. Hadley, tell us more about this data, because I got a feeling we're not going to hear it in a lot of news outlets tonight.
Well, my first response to this data is commendation for our law enforcement community and our intelligence officials who have prevented about 580 terrorist plots, many of those involving people who are foreign-born. About 380 of those people convicted of terrorist plots are foreign-born, and about 40 of the people involved are here under a refugee status. So this certainly lends credibility to those of us who have been skeptical of the screening process, and of course politically would benefit Mr. Trump, who's been skeptical of that process all along, asking the United States to pause our influx of refugees, especially from countries like Syria.
But having said that, when someone goes into this and tries to nuance it a little bit more, these 40 refugees do we know if they're from countries of Islamic origins or war-torn countries? Does it get that specific? Because this is a pretty big number. It's a pretty shocking number.
Exactly, and so the countries that we're talking about where the foreign-born individuals who've been convicted of involvement with terrorist plots, at the top of the list we see countries like Pakistan, Lebanon, even Palestinian states. So we're talking about a different set of immigrants in some ways from the immigrants who might be affected, for example, by today's ruling from the Supreme Court, the majority of whom are Latino immigrants. Sometimes that gets lost in the conversation politically about immigration, illegal immigration, and refugees, of course, but many voters see a lot of these issues as being connected, an issue of whether we're willing to put our national security and our national interests, our national domestic economic interests ahead of, being a country that we all believe should be inviting to the many peoples of the world, so long as we are safe and we continue to prosper.
Yeah, I think that's the point. ISIS already has made it known they would love to embed their members among these refugees, and I think we need better transparency. I mean, we keep hearing it's 18 to 24 months long. We don't know anything about the actual process that this administration is using. Hadley Heath Manning, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.